And we're all set. Welcome, everybody, to our intent training today for finding the value in your database. My name is Kelly Yale. I am the founder here at Intent, and I'm excited to be with you for another one of our great marketing coaching sessions that we offer for, well, really for the world, since it's really not for just our customers, but instead is meant to show you all the things that you can do when it comes to sales enablement through marketing for the mortgage space. Canva is really having a hard time today, everybody. So today we're going to go over where is your database? Because I'm going to guess that you may not know where it is. Oh gosh, this is really, sorry guys, this is really going to be a troubling one today. There we go. What is the condition of your database? How can you segment your audiences? And how should you market correctly? So let's just assume that this is what your database looks like. How every day can you look at this crowd and pick out the one or two people who are going to be a good fit for buying or refinancing a home loan? Chances are you probably don't even bother. Or if you do, you spent 2020 looking at Encompass and figuring out who the best people to refi would be, but you may not really be the master of your database. In fact, right now, if I asked you to accurately tell me within 1,000 people how many people are in your database, the chances are pretty high you would miss the mark. I know that because for the past 9 years, I have spent a considerable amount of time asking that exact question of loan officers. Um, if you've been using a CRM platform, chances are you have your closed borrowers, some of your leads, things like that. But if you don't have a soup to nuts 100% database that you are going to draw upon for 2021, you are literally going to miss the boat when it comes to where this industry is going. There is no question that that is true. Many of our clients are self referrals now. They are absolutely a referral machine based on the database that they have built with us for the past few years. There is no more asking agents for business. In fact, you're handing out referrals to your realtors instead of asking for one. Because why ask for referrals when you can be your best referral source? And people, obviously this industry has been based on the same sort of pattern for the length of its existence, right? I'm going to get a referral. I'm going to have these great relationships with my real estate agents. They're going to send me these referrals. Maybe 2 out of 5 are going to be, really great referrals. But this is totally true. If you've been using any technology platform like a CDP or a CRM for the past few years, and if you've been curating it correctly, you would have a very clear understanding of the opportunities that could possibly be there for you. But these are the things I want you to be asking yourself for today. Where is your database right now? You should answer that question in a second. I can tell you exactly where my database is, exactly what it looks like, how much I've worked on it, and how many people are in it. Right now, I have about 12,000 loan officers that I'm connected with via my database every single day across the nation. I can tell you within certain parameters and numbers, even in social media, how many people I'm connected to, but the database is really what matters. Can you access it quickly? And that by that I mean this is especially the time of year where people move from one company to another. And the thing everyone kind of trips up on is database. In fact, when we've had people come and go from our platform who haven't brought in a database of their own, or haven't taken it with them when they leave. And that is just mind blowing to me, especially if you're in sales. I want 21 to be the year that you flip the referral script. Because if you are producing your own referrals and you can give those out, that is the key. And then how much more power are you going to have in your realtor relationships when you show true reciprocity? If you can say to them, hey, listen, I'm bringing you a pre approved buyer, bring me back another one. That is how much more effective is that than throwing your money away on co-branded lead gen that you may or may not follow up on? That is a true I've got a buyer for you scenario, and that's what you should be doing. The thing that kind of also kills me about about the loan officer database is it kind of feels like you meet someone, you have a conversation, you kind of courted them, and then you either did or did not make it to that date. But that's the problem. If you've had a conversation with someone, that is somebody who should have a game plan for moving forward. Whether that is, yes, I really want to do a loan with you, and you close them. Whether that is, yes, I really want to do a loan with you. I don't really have the credit to do it. We're going to work on your credit together. And a year later, they do a loan with you, or whether that is a I'm not going to do business with you, and we put them into the category of okay, well, this may not work for now, but here's our long term strategy for your marketing. Yet you either always close or you're closing a door. Keep that in mind because there's no question that that is true. Someone is knocking on your door and asking to do business with you. If you're not prolonging that conversation and putting them in a relationship, you are closing the door on them. Database marketing is the future of lending. If you don't believe that, then we should have much longer conversations about where this thing is heading. You should be paying attention to what happened in 2020 because the digitalization of lending is right here happening right now. And your ability to take advantage of all of the opportunity in front of you for the next 5 or 10 years is all going to be based upon this database. But you have to know what behaviors people are taking in your database to know if you are going to be moving forward with them. So, how do you know when your buyers are actually ready to move forward? Like right now, how do you know? You just wait for an email to show up in your inbox? That's not how we want to do it. How can you create a home buying strategy for each lead you receive? That should be something you're doing every single day. Here's this lead. Here's the conversation we have. Are they ready to apply or not apply? If they applied, are they ready to move forward? Do they have the credit history, the work history we need? If they don't, how do we establish those? How does this person get put on a path to becoming an eventual customer? And if somebody, like I said before, if somebody comes to your door, shouldn't you open it and invite them in, have them have a seat, give them a cup of coffee, and have that conversation? Because if you get a referral and you have a quick chat and you never speak to that person again, you are not thinking about investing into the future of your pipeline. There's going to be important things that you need to do. One is segmentation. There, how you market and how badly people in mortgage market is mind blowing. On a daily basis, I couldn't tell you how many people's different sort of newsletter chains or whatever it is. And what stuns me is that there's such a blanket, right? Loan officers who only put out one message to everyone in their database, including borrowers and realtors, just one big message. But what you really should be doing is separating them so that you know how to follow up on them. In my world, you would have everyone marked by, hey, here's all of my leads who aren't moving forward. These are my leads who are a maybe. Here are all of my business partners. Here are all my closed loans. Here are all my first time home buyers. So that I can make specific plans on how to follow up with people, especially when it comes to things like leases ending and things like that. Those people should have a game plan. And then prioritize your strategy. How are you going to make marketing a strategy for every day? Because sales is important if you absolutely important to your business, but you also have to factor in marketing as well. Marketing and sales go hand in hand. What is that strategy for you every day? Do you have like time blocking out an hour and a half to follow up on leads that you have? Are you making sure that if people are having a conversation with you far in advance that you're ready, or the day before you're ready? How do you look at that? What is your strategy for each of the referrals that come to you? Create a true profile for people. I remember this is probably 6 or 7 years ago. I was at a digital marketing summit, and this older gentleman was up on the stage and he was talking about this sort of archaic little thing he put together where each customer sort of had this customer profile, and he knew, like, if they had two dogs or all this kind of stuff. And there were a lot of people in the crowd that were sort of just nodding, and I was thinking that you can't do that at scale. but you can do it at scale. You absolutely can, and it's not that difficult. Make sure that you have their picture. Make sure their social media profile is connected with with the profile that you have in either in your CRM or your CDP, where you can click on that and have really warm conversations because you can just click a button, take that over to their Facebook news feed, see that they're a huge Alabama fan, and congratulate them on the national championship win. Super fast things that you can do that are smart conversations. Have a marketing plan for each group. 1,000%. Please have a marketing plan for each and every group. Your realtors do not need the same messaging as your CPA and financial planners. So if you're just doing sphere marketing for any referral source, you're doing it wrong. The people who are buying their first home are certainly going to be people who are different or need different marketing than people who are buying their third or fourth investment property. You have to make sure you have a marketing plan for each individual. You want your brand to stay relevant and top of mind without being annoying because, to be fair, you're in mortgage marketing. This is like the least sexy thing that you could possibly be in, beside maybe insurance marketing or, I don't know, dental marketing. These are not sexy things. You're not Nordstrom. You're not sending me amazing bags and shoes. You're talking about mortgages. So how do we make that something that somebody wants to read? That's incredibly important. And then you're going to have increased customer retention once you have relationships. There's no question about that. In fact, for one of our customers, we automated a credit improvement campaign for them. So basically, once they pulled credit and they knew that the score wasn't going to qualify, we acted in the background as a credit counselor, and we would just serve up the warm leads to the loan officers, which ended up bringing in about $80 million in sales. And they never did that. But the reason it was successful is because we were building this trusting relationship in the background for the loan officer. So just the fact that you didn't turn your back on a no and you stayed in contact with somebody and really developed that relationship is going to make them want to move forward with you. If you do that, if you segment people out into what they are, and then you start messaging to them correctly, there is no question that you are going to see more sales from that. For you, it's basically going to be four different categories: your realtors, the prospects, the loans, and then your sphere. By sphere marketing, I mean anyone who can kind of fall into the bucket of your community marketing efforts. You can put your closed borrowers in there. You can put, your neighbors, your friends, anyone like that. And then how are you going to message to them? If you don't have a really robust email marketing platform that looks good and drives traffic to your website, then probably all of this is going to be for naught. So I would definitely suggest making sure that you have a strategy for each and every person. And that strategy is omnichannel. I want you guys to be texting. I want you to be emailing them. I want you to be calling them. I want you to show up in social media for them. I want them to remember your brand, not just because the typical human being can't tell you at all who did their last mortgage, what the name of that person was. However, the way that we've created sort of this new marketing digital intimacy structure is that your loan officer becomes sort of this financial planner of your life, right? They're your mortgage planner. They're looking out for your financial health along with your financial planner, seeing when it's most advantageous to draw upon this largest financial transaction to create, wealth strategies moving forward. That's the way you want to position it. We are always looking out for your best interest. Our technology allows us to really understand what's going to be in your best interest moving forward. Personalized marketing is everything in that database, everything in your database. You should be talking to people about where they are in life. You should be talking to people about how you are going to take care of them in the future. One of the things I'm going to point out here is the Miss Opportunities campaign on the bottom. A lot of the times when you have put hard work into a loan file, it is very disappointing to find out that somebody has been rate shopping you and is leaving you. But instead of feeling that rejection or anger or sadness about it, one of the things we have is called the Miss Opportunities campaign, which is once you get a no for any reason, you put them on the Miss Opportunities campaign, which says, Hey, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you about your mortgage needs. I know we did some work, and I know you're going in a different direction. I just wanted to say thank you, and also just to draw your attention to a few things that you may not be aware of when it came to your new mortgage quote. And then we go and explain to them what points are and all these different things that can be sort of hidden fees inside of that, and then offer up that you would be happy to be a second set of eyes. If they just want to compare apples to apples, you'd be more than happy to take a look at that. And then the next week it automates a new email. None of these emails have graphics or calls to action. They look like you wrote them. And the second one just says, "Hey, I'm just checking in. Communication is the cornerstone of our industry. And if you're not hearing back from your loan officer, let me know." And the last one just thanks them for the opportunity to have worked with them, and ask for them to keep you in mind for the future. Now, that is a really simple campaign, and yet it brings business back time and time and time again. And the other thing it does is it brings referrals, because the people who've chosen not to go with you will oftentimes thank you for following up with them and then refer you to somebody else. "Hey, I didn't go with this person, but they took really good care of me." Obviously, we understand that your job is already complicated enough. Each and every day, you are worrying about if your loan is going to close, if your processor is having a bad day, if rates are going to go up, if you're going to get a refi that you've been waiting on for like 90 days to go through. You're worrying about how you're going to build your team for this next year. There's 1,000 things for you to concentrate on. But so, segmenting your audiences may not be your number one priority. So that's why companies like us exist. We'll take your database, we'll clean it up, we'll put people in segmented audiences and build marketing strategies around each and every one of them. If you think that that will not bring you business, let me just assure you that it brings all of our clients a tremendous amount of business. We love doing these for you, these coaching sessions, these videos. They are always available to you on the intent more, I love saying more modern mortgage marketing, because for some reason I can't say it, and which is strange considering it's my own tagline. But you can always go over here to our site and you can look at our coaching and our videos and our articles, because we love to recap those for you there, and you can share them with everybody at your branch. And of course, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms, our digital marketing platforms. You can also find the videos there. We also have a great group on Facebook where we talk to loan officers across the country about things that you guys are seeing. So please do join us in that marketing group as well. At this time, I'm going to take your questions. We do have a lot of coaching sessions when it comes to database marketing, because we have to break it into such small, actionable pieces. Today's really is about, do you know where your database is? And that for me is enough of a takeaway for you, because if you leave this call and it just starts that conversation and you're like, "Hey, it's in Excel," or "Hey, it's in an old Jungo account," or "My company has it." Let's make today the day that you really know where it is, find it, and start working on it. And we will be handling a lot more about databases and other coaching sessions to come. So I'm going to take questions. If you need to jump off the call, we really appreciate you coming by today, and we look forward to talking to you on our next coaching session. Carolyn Pierce, do you offer a CRM database or recommend one? Yes, Carolyn, actually, we do. We do not. So I would. Here's the way I would put what we do. We had an incredibly successful mortgage CRM called Motivator CRM. We actually built it for Fairway Independent Mortgage, and they saw outstanding success with it. When we started working with smaller clients, we noticed that many of them don't really have the IT department and also sort of the know-how to integrate all of their platforms together and get them working correctly. So what we offer is a very marketing and sales forward customer data platform. And I highly recommend it because I know how it works. And it also allows you, one, if your company already has a CRM that sends out like, your milestone updates, that's fine. But it will allow you to send out incredibly educational stuff by yourself. And that to us has been it's such a cool strategy. So I would highly suggest just checking out. We actually have a demo of our of our system at 1 p.m. today. If you want to come to that, you're more than welcome. Or we can also shoot you over a really quick 10-minute video on what we offer. We don't typically do these training sessions from a sales perspective, but we do it really more for teaching you guys how you can use these things. But our system is set up to absolutely drive you business. And the one thing I typically say to everybody is you will, without question, likely pay for a year of how much ours is, which is less than $200 a month. You will pay for that probably in your first month because you're going to either close a deal from it or you are going to make a relationship where you get 2 referrals from it. It always does. So it's been really, really great. Next one, Monica Phillips. I loved your CRM and program when I was at Fairway. Well, Monica, thank you so much. I would love, you can still use intent at your new company. So if you love the way that Motivator worked, but your company already has like a CRM that they like to use and is integrated with them, you can use ours for sales and marketing for all your leads and for all your relationships, even if it's just realtor marketing. Even if it's just what we send out from a realtor perspective, it's well worth it to do. So we absolutely offer that, Monica. If you are interested, we'd love to tell you a little bit more about it. Nicole, does your CRM system stop duplicate emails from going out to clients who may have more than one profile in the system? Yes, Nicole, it does. And when I talk about something I literally I have despised, it is exactly that. In fact, the CMO of a serious mortgage company has me on one of their lists, and he's got me in there twice. So every one of his emails comes to me twice. And I'm like, you know who you're sending this to? So duplicates are an incredibly important part of everything that you guys do and making sure that you don't send out duplicate contacts. So we created something that I think is extraordinary. Our duplicate tool is such a cool tool because it merges all of the data together. So you actually don't have duplicates, you just have a merge, and it's really, really neat. So the quick answer is yes, we do. But it's really, really cool. Carolyn says, can you send me more info? I totally can, Carolyn. I'd be more than happy to. If you wanted to shoot us over an email at info@intentmarketing.com, we can send that right over to you. If you don't mind doing that, that would help me out a lot. So info@intentmarketing.com. Well, it looks like I have gone through all the questions for today. You guys have been awesome. I do really hope that you're going to join us next week for all of our new coaching trainings. We like to have y'all join us for all of these, and then we'll put them into sort of a curriculum for you just in case you had missed any of those. So I hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again soon.